Hello and welcome to this introduction of Amplify ELA. Today I'm going to walk you through the program. Amplify ELA is the only ELA program built specifically for middle school students. There's so much happening to a young adolescent student, from physical development to psychological and social development, and most importantly, cognitive development. The human brain develops at a rapid pace during young adolescence, growth that is only outpaced during infancy. It is during the middle school years, however, that the brain's cognitive development is at its peak, which builds skills such as critical thinking, organizational capacity, and a multiplicity of perspectives. We also know these facts to be true for middle school students. Middle school students are ready to be pushed as thinkers and engage differently. They learn by doing and practicing through interacting with their peers and developing their meaning-making muscle. Building these schools are of critical importance, because we know also that students that fail a 6th grade literacy course are 50% more likely to not graduate from high school. Amplify ELA addresses the needs of middle school students by tackling these 3 points head on. But don't just take our word for it. EdReports is an educator-led, evidence-based organization that independently reviews K-12 instructional materials. In our review, Amplify ELA scored all green across all 3 middle school grades, meaning our ELA products met all expectations of all of their criteria: text quality and complexity and alignment to standards components, building knowledge with text, vocabulary, and tasks, and usability. But let's jump into the program. The program provides what a teacher needs to teach to the standards and follow the pedagogy of the frameworks. And as you can see from the art and unit names, each one of these units has been crafted by educators, writers, and artists to capture students' and teachers' imaginations in a unique way. Amplify ELA provides 180 days of curriculum in each grade, all focused on complex and rigorous texts. Doll and narrative in 6th grade draw students into the childhood memories of Roald Dahl, and before they know it, they are close reading text like a pro. In the middle of 6th grade, students encounter their first research unit, the chocolate collection. Here they learn information literacy skills, such as how to validate a source, and then how to effectively research a topic. They start by exploring primary source documents and multimedia focused on the history of chocolate. 8th grade begins with a more demanding memoir by Dahl that takes students into the throes of World War II. 8th grade continues with classics that include Frederick Douglass and Frankenstein. In the units that follow, students look at great thinkers and inventors whose use of language was so powerful they changed the world. We paid close attention to text complexity and conducted significant classroom testing to understand the impact of these texts on adolescent readers. In addition to designing a path of growing text complexity, we sequenced and grouped text to intentionally build students' knowledge and skills as they progress through each grade and the whole program. We provide both quantitative and qualitative measures for every text used in our program. Today, I'm going to talk through 4 aspects of Amplify ELA that make teachers' lives easier. First, our print offering. Amplify ELA is a digital program, but we do provide print as well. Our supporting print materials are always available for those moments we can't control. When Wi-Fi goes out, a substitute comes in, a student forgets his or her device, or if a teacher or student are just more comfortable working from paper. We provide an anthology, solo workbooks, unplugged lessons, and teacher guides for every unit in the program. And those items indicated with a printer icon are also available as a downloadable PDF from the website. Next, I'm going to talk about our supports that are embedded in the program to help struggling students. We've all seen differentiation like this before. But at Amplify, we firmly believe that all students deserve the right to rich, engaging ELA instruction, regardless of what level they are at. We also believe that every student should be reading the same text in class. We don't level text at Amplify because states don't level tests. We expose students to complex texts, and we teach skills through the text. We dive right in, working with text in the first lesson, and we provide the scaffolds that they need to be successful and become confident readers and writers. Here's an example of how we embed differentiation tools in Amplify ELA. Every text excerpt in the program has an audio sample. We also support vocabulary growth through the Reveal tool in our digital program, which is a highlighted word that students can click on if they are unsure of the meaning to reveal a synonym that will guide them through the meaning. In the print version, the same words will be provided on the page. It's these types of embedded real-time tools that keep students reading the same text as the rest of the class. And as you explore the program, you'll see we have a multitude of other activities that support students through the text. Dramatic readings, theater, text visualizations, and apps that provide students, struggling or otherwise, with a multimodal approach to a complex text. No other program has the depth or breadth of differentiated instruction that we offer. We provide differentiation streams for students who are struggling with reading and writing. And for 1920, we are including an additional differentiation stream for English language learners. Here's an example of a moderate prompt. Core students would receive the question without the sentence starters. As a reminder, this happens automatically in every activity in every lesson. No more referencing back to clunky rubrics in the unit or lesson overview, or hours spent searching for a leveled text or writing prompt that would work for your struggling students. Next, I'm going to talk about standards coverage in the program. For standards coverage, we'll look at Red Scarf Girl, our 7th grade unit. As we met with teachers around the country and asked what would make their lives easier, one of the responses that repeated over and over was the need to evaluate a student's knowledge of a specific standard. As a result, we are adding focus standards to every lesson. A focus standard is the specific standard that lesson is designed to teach. Let's look at lesson 3 to see this in action. The standard states, compare and contrast a text to an audio, video, or multimedia version of the text, analyzing each medium's portrayal of the subject, i.e., how the delivery of a speech affects the impact of the words. Here you can see the focus standard in our lesson brief, which kicks off each lesson in the program and provides teachers with a review of the lesson objectives, areas of differentiation, standards, and materials, among other things. Let's walk through the lesson and explore how Amplify ELA addresses the standard through instruction. So first, we read the text.
I was born on Chinese New Year. Carefully, my parents chose my name, Ji Li.
Then we hear the author read the text. After that, we look at period artwork that aligns to the text and we ask students to write about it. We examine photographs from that era and ask students to write again. But as a teacher, we know that in order for you to be able to know which students are grasping the standard and which are not, you need something quicker and easier to measure proficiency, and that's an exit ticket. We wrap up this lesson by asking a multiple choice question that mirrors the lessons or the standards taught in that lesson. Here we've done two things. We've created the focus standard for each lesson, and then we added an exit ticket to measure proficiency in that standard. This is yet another piece of data that is added to each student's profile, informing teachers of what instructional choices to make next, whether they adjust their differentiation stream, pull out for small group work, or something else. Now I'm going to talk about our instant impact engine. Amplify ELA is a writing intensive program. Students write 2 to 3 times a week, revisiting and revising their work. Within the digital program, our instant impact engine takes the pressure off of teachers to individually score each of those writing submissions through the use of AWE, our automated writing evaluation tool. Here we see Anthony's writing prompt submission. Anthony hits submit and the platform reads the text. The AWE tool then provides an auto score of the text. Teachers can then click on the feedback tool to provide live, real-time feedback to Anthony on his writing. They can then easily click on Spotlight to share Anthony's writing with the class. Is this real-time instant impact engine that saves teachers time and provides skill-specific real-time feedback to students. These features are just a glimpse of how Amplify ELA makes teachers' lives easier. Please refer to the digital and print samples provided to explore the curriculum more. But there's more. I can't talk about Amplify ELA without talking about our library. Included with every Amplify ELA license is access to our digital library, which consists of over 650 full texts, including every text from the program. Students can choose from a wide variety of genres, covering all levels of reading from 3rd through 12th grade levels. Texts are downloadable to a device, meaning kids can then access them from home without requiring an internet connection. I hope that this has been informative and exciting for you, and that you find Amplify ELA to be an engaging and rigorous curriculum for your school and your district.
So middle school is sort of peak everything in the lives of a human being, meaning it's peak physical growth, it's peak hormones, it's peak identity formation. And as a teacher, you're dealing with all those things, and they are enormous potential if you can kind of tap into all of that energy and change going on in kids. But there are also enormous challenges.
You're not only trying to teach content, you're not only trying to teach skills, you're trying to really help a person come together in a really unique way. Middle school teachers really need the support of strong materials, a really great instructional path, so that they can really focus on responding to the work that their students are doing and really diving in and being present for the experience of the learning in each lesson.
Teachers in our building have found Amplify to be a challenge because it's something new and different, but very rewarding. To have every kid engaged and excited, to have kids that they used to have to kind of drag along by the heels, coming in and saying, are we doing Amplify today? Do we get to keep going on that story?
I think multimedia tends to be a technology of distraction and overstimulation. And what we try to do is channel it into something that gets kids focused on doing real work. We believe that engagement comes from a real text, a real bit of work that kids do, a real discussion that they have. And the multimedia bells and whistles are actually in the way once that real magic gets started in the classroom.
The Amplify ELA program builds students' critical thinking skills because we really put meaning making at the center of the work they do with text, continually providing both the engagement and the experience needed for the students to dig deeper into the text, to collaborate with their peers about the text, and to come up with their own ideas.
It's a commitment that we have to just keep working on what makes each lesson better, what makes the whole come together, what are the things teachers need to spend their time in the right ways on the things that matter to them and to their kids. And we've got so many of those ideas finally coming to life in this new edition, so that we keep surprising and delighting our customers with new things that they didn't think were possible in an ELA classroom.